you. Love you for doing.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. Listen, we're about to get ready to have this 90-day fiance chat. I have another event that's going on over here on social media. So I'm going to be going to there and the team is going to handle this one. So you guys, let's have fun over here. Y'all join us in those comments section. All right, you guys, take it away. Thank you all so much, you guys.
We got your back, Regina.
How's everybody doing?
How you doing, Jonathan?
Doing well, doing well. Dustin, which couple do you want to start off with first?
We're gonna start off with Rob and Sophia, if that's
Rob
possible.
and Sophia.
Ugh.
Rob and Sophia is that he needs to get all her stuff, his all the bugs out of his house. I wouldn't want no bugs in my house. I wouldn't even be there if I were her. She needs to leave, and that's what they're not meant to be together anyway, in my opinion. She's not happy. I could tell she's not happy, and she's gonna have a life of misery if she continues on like this. And I don't want her to be like this. She deserves better for that anyway.
What did everybody think of her touching the bug?
That was nasty. That was nasty.
Weren't they tarantulas? Weren't
Yes,
they
tarantulas.
had? Yeah. That would not be me. I remember when I was in, I think, either second or third grade, we actually had a tarantula in our classroom, and we used to love watching him eat, but eat the little, and I think it was maybe cockroaches or crickets that we used to feed it, but I'm not touching a spider. I'm so sorry. I have no desire to do so. But Sophia was, venturing out of her comfort zone to do things that would make Rob happy. And so it's so interesting that Sophia continues to put up so much effort, much like Jasmine with Gino, putting in so much effort to do her part in the relationship, whereas Rob is doing less than the bare minimum. Me personally, I do enjoy the place that they have. It's really nice. I love the spiral staircase. I love they seem to have a big bed. What shocked me, which is something that I picked up on while they were on their original 90-Day Fiance, is the subject of relations, aka sex. They never really touched on the subject in their original season. So when Sophia's friend was asking her, well, are y'all doing it or are y'all getting it in? And Sophia's like, well, we haven't done it in 6 months. That shocked the heck out of me. And Rob seems to me like the type that would want it some of the time, all the time, as much as possible. I mean, I would see him like a jackrabbit, but the fact that they're not having sex shows me that there's probably a deeper issue with them. And the fact that she said, Rob wants me to do, some role playing with him. He wants me to dress up. He wants me to do this and do that. And that's the only way that he'll be happy with their sex life. And to me, that shows me that there's something about Rob that Sophie doesn't know that he's not sharing with her. And again, their lines of communication clearly are not open. And that's clearly a problem for them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get through it, and that might be one of the main reasons why they're not together now.
Well, I don't think they're going to be able to get through it. I really don't, and that's why they're not together in the real time. They're not together, but I think that she deserves a lot better for herself and to be happy, and you shouldn't want to live your life in. Want to live your life in misery. So that's not going to be a good marriage, and it ain't going to be a long-lasting marriage if any one of the parties are not happy.
I don't
Right.
think Rob is a happy person in general. I don't believe he's happy with himself. And
Mhm.
I believe that he builds up this like wall of like, no, I'm so great. And I believe he has a lot of flaws in himself. And for the first time, I kind of feel bad for him. Not that much though. Still,
I don't I don't
I
I
still
don't
don't
feel
like
bad
him.
for him.
I still think he's manipulative and all those other things. But I do think that there's some deeper issue going on with him, like
Mhm.
that he almost wants her just to prove he is the man.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what I really thought in this episode. It's more like he needs her to feel complete himself, like he's got this.
He
My
needs
man, Mike.
her to validate his manhood, his
Yeah.
masculinity. And I think that ventures into another subject that I did not want to get into, but we'll see. And also the fact that Sophia, she actually said that she's been with a woman sexually. The fact that she didn't tell Rob, Rob asked her, have you ever been with a woman? She said, I've never been in a relationship with a woman. So
Yeah.
didn't necessarily lie to him, but she didn't actually answer the question the way that it was asked. So I don't know how
I
Rob
kind
was
of did think that was a lie.
And
trying to fix that.
my question is to the whole team is, what did you think about him putting the ring in the cheese when they were
Ew,
making
that was
it?
gross.
It was gross. First of all, why would you put a ring in any type of food to dirty it up to not only contaminate the ring but contaminate the food itself? And I don't think he actually cooked that fish. And if he did, it didn't look like it was well cooked. I
Nope.
barely saw her eat any of that food. I saw her take a bite out of it, but I didn't see
I
her
wouldn't.
necessarily enjoying the food that
Nope.
he prepared for her. It looked like a poor man's dish. It looked like it came straight out of the prison cell, like it's one of those prison dishes that you put together, ramen noodles, cake, cheese, cookies, all that good stuff, put it together. Like, it did not impress me whatsoever, but he at least tried. But typically, if anything, you're going to put a ring in it, you put it in a glass of champagne or something more elegant. But just to put it in a block of cheese, and then the fact that it clearly was not her wedding ring. He was saying to her face, "Yeah, that's the wedding ring. Yeah, that's the wedding ring." And then he gets into the confessionals, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if that was a wedding ring or not,
Yeah.
but I ain't gonna let her know that."
Again,
Oh, God.
manipulative. He wanted, and the biggest thing I know is he wanted that ring back on her finger before he had a ring back on his.
Exactly, and that's another
Well,
form of manipulation.
and
Yes.
my question is, why do you want it so bad on her finger before it ain't on your finger? I mean, you guys are married, so you guys are supposed to be together, and you guys are supposed to have. There's supposed to be two rings, one for the husband and one for the wife. So why are you got the other one? Why are you putting her in it and not wearing your ring, Rob?
I think he
Making it
uses his ring as a form of manipulation and control.
Yeah.
And he's saying, well, until you act right, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. I want you to put on your wedding ring, but I'm not going to wear my wedding ring until you're doing right in my eyes. And that's just another form of manipulation and control for Rob.
that is just so. It set off red flags in my head. It really did, because you guys ain't gonna get anywhere. So as we know, they're not together anymore. So why are you even sitting there in a confessional, not even having it aggravates me no end.
All
Right.
Rob is one big red flag. Just putting it out there.
Yes,
Yeah,
very, very
thank you.
much so. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I kind of miss seeing Sophia's mother on the TV. I'm
I
sorry,
do
but
t- I do too, yeah.
we haven't seen her since like the first or second episode, and I'm miss she's an integral part, I believe, of their storyline. And the absence of her is kind of weakening their storyline, at least in my opinion, because we already know what Rob and Sophia are giving on every episode. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Trust issues, trust
Yeah.
issues, trust issues. So Sophia's mother kind of breaks that up a little bit. So not seeing her really kind of bores me with their storyline, but it is what it is. It's still nice to see Rob's face always.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't want to. I hope next season. I hope we don't see Rob again, because
With them
I'm
not being
sick.
together, I wouldn't expect to see them again.
I hope to
Yeah.
see Sophia on the Single Life, 90 Day Single Life. Let's move Sophia over there. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Right. So is that all we have for Sophia and Rob?
That's all I have.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are we going next, Dustin?
We're going to Patrick and Thais.
Oh, I
Uh,
love them.
yeah, they had a great when they went to where she was from. I can't remember the name of the town now,
I
but
think
they
it's
went to
Brazil. They were in
Brazil.
Yeah,
Brazil.
Thank
she's
you.
from Brazil.
She went to Brazil, and he tried to drive the car, and he was saying she kept telling her to stop him to stop,
She's a
and he
backseat
wouldn't
driver.
stop. He wouldn't stop, and it was getting so frustrating to me because he thinks that he knows more about it himself. And he didn't live there. His dad is from there, but he didn't live in Brazil. But I don't think I think that she should have been driving the car. He should have been the backseat driver, in my opinion. Then that's just not gonna sit right with me. Yeah, the dad is not gonna give him the blessing because the dad isn't the dad and him don't get along, in my opinion. So we're gonna
Mhm.
have it interesting with that one too.
I love Ty and Patrick. I think they're one of my favorite couples from any of the 90 days. I find Ty so relatable when she's getting mad at Patrick. And I don't believe Patrick at all, but I think he's like typical man. Like
Yeah.
he's trying to see what he can get away with.
Right.
And I think they're the most relatable couple. I don't find them boring yet, but I see
Mm.
how some people do because I see that a lot in the comments on X. I went on there
Twitter
today and everybody's
used
like,
to be
they're the
Twitter.
most boring
Yeah.
couple. I was like, they're the most relatable couple this season. I love how Ty put her relationship first. She's like, oh no, we'll just be us tonight when we get there. And yet he let his dad come over. Patrick just like he lets his dad and his brother do whatever they want. And I think he kind of wants them to be around. So I think it is partly him, even though he says he asked him to come over. I love how Ty just as soon as she got in the country, it just you could see her like light up to be
Mhm.
home. I love that she's going to show her child where she was from. I also love that they have an apartment there, even though I'm not thrilled with it being his father's place they're renting. But the fact that they have a home there so that they can come there and that their daughter cannot be staying in a hotel, so it'll feel more like home for her when she goes there and grows up. I
Right.
like
Can
all
I
that.
ask you something, Aaron? Ask you something. Do you
Yeah.
think they're ever gonna do you think they're ever gonna move there?
No, I think they'll stay in America, and I think that this will be like a vacation space for them. I think they'll go back quite a bit because she's from there
Mhm.
and he has family there, so it'll always be their second home. But I think that their home base will be here because this is where
Well,
he makes the money, and she values that and she appreciates what he does. So
Mhm.
I just thought maybe they would move there because she was more happier. It would be more happier there because she's from, where she's from. So I didn't know if you ever thought she was ever gonna move there, but I just thought maybe she would move there.
I don't think even if she voiced that to Patrick, he would necessarily allow that because I don't think that's what he desires. I'm
Mm.
feeling the reason why a lot of people are saying that their storyline is a little boring is because they really don't have much drama between
mhm.
them. So they're not like a Rob and Sophie or a Jasmine and Gino or a or a what's their name, Nikki and Justin.
Justin.
They're not one of those problematic couples or like Ashley and Manuel. They don't have those types of issues or like Liz and Ed. They don't have those types of issues, but I do enjoy them. I think I'm seeing a little bit more of the love. I said last review, I didn't
Yeah.
necessarily see their connection, but I think I'm seeing a little bit more of that. What concerns me is Patrick's attachment to his family, much like Aaron said.
Mhm.
The fact that, he wants his brother to come with him to Brazil. That's
You
probably
know,
the
I'm
reason why he
I
told his brother about the trip in the first place, to encourage him to come.
I don't think that his brother needs to be involved in the vacation. I think it needs to be Patrick and Thais and the kid themselves. But I don't think it needs to be Patrick. I don't think it needs to be John. John don't need to be part of it because in the previews that I've seen for the next episode, there was supposed to be there's at this restaurant and it had this great big fight and John threw the bottle out in his face. So we're gonna wait and see what happens there. But it's I don't think that John should be there.
Agreed. And the fact that he literally asked his father to come over without telling his wife. That's an issue for me. And I understand if your family is your safe space. My family is my safe space. So I don't know how I'll be able to juggle between my husband when I do get one and my family. You know, I understand that that is a balancing act. I do get that. However, when you have a wife, your wife comes first. And in Patrick's case, it seems like his family comes first and his wife comes second. And that's not necessarily a good thing because it doesn't show your full appreciation for your wife. And it's almost as if your wife cannot meet those needs that your families are meeting for you. And those are needs that it seems like his wife will never be able to meet for him. And so it does concern me that he's so attached to his family. And again, I understand, you know, there may be good reasons why he's attached to them the way that he is, and he leans on them for so much support. But it seems like he would look to his wife for that support. So that is really concerning. And I'd like to know a little bit more about his background and why he's so attached to his family and is so willing to put them before his wife.
I will actually let you know the episode last season where he actually discusses that.
Oh, okay.
He actually discusses that and gives us some background. I don't remember the entire story, but he has been married before.
Okay.
And his brother had to step in to get him out of a bad situation. So the John dependency does have some background to it. John has really rescued him in the past. So that's why I think the dependency, and it's almost like a security blanket. And John, when they were first married, actually lived with them. And then he did choose his wife by saying John had to move out.
Okay. All right.
Because John and him were living together when he got married.
When they first started, John was living in the house together. When they were first,
Okay. Yeah. So that does give me a little shed a little bit of light on that. But I would love for them to go to therapy, and I think that that's where they'll be able to kind of readjust the way that they interact with each other and adjust the way that they operate together and become more of a team. Like I do see them as a team, but I don't see them as a good team just yet. I still see a little bit of separation between the two. And that's a little bit concerning. And again, with the fact that I didn't necessarily see their connection initially, that threw up a red flag for me. And so that red flag is still kind of up a little bit. It's not that they're a bad couple, but they're just some things that I would like to see improved on at least Patrick's side. Because what is his wife's name again? Thais. Thais seems to be a very lovely woman, a very reasonable woman. She seems to be a very good woman. And so I love Ty, but Patrick is a little bit problematic for me, at least just a little bit. He's not an issue, but he's just some of his actions are a little bit problematic for me. And I hope maybe if he sees this, he'll be able to see for himself the fact that it seems like he's putting his wife on the back burner for his family, and that's never a good look on TV. So hopefully that they can figure that out and make that a little bit better.
Sure.
I love what Michelle says right here. Right, Jonathan. There is nothing going on with the others than everyday life. We all deal with that at this point.
Yeah.
And she actually agreed with Dustin. His brother should not be there. I love Michelle.
You should not be there. Love you too, Michelle.
Oh my God. I love the comments. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with them. I'm not used to being in charge of them. I'll get better at this, guys.
It's okay. It's totally fine. Any more on Patrick and Ty?
No, I don't think there was a little bit. There wasn't a lot to say about Thais and Patrick, but we're gonna see a lot of stuff come out in the next couple of episodes. Like I said, they're supposed to be in this restaurant. And the previews that I seen on the restaurant, they was having us eating at this table, and somebody got mad and threw a thing of water in their face. So we're gonna see that happen in the next couple of weeks.
Cool beans. So where are we going next, Dustin?
What's the I'm gonna do Liz and Ed because I think that there was a lot of stuff about that I didn't like, but he called off the wedding without telling her.
Yeah,
Now that's pretty low.
it is.
That's pretty low in my opinion. Now
Mhm.
if you've been with somebody for this long, planning this, planning to get married, they've been on this season ever since them and Rose broke up.
Mm.
Now, why would you be with her all this time? And this is your first season of being on happily ever after. Now, why would you put him on? Why would you have him on here, and then turn around and break your and cancel your wedding right when you're getting ready to have it, and you don't even tell her? They don't even make any sense. Where is the
Agreed.
common sense? There ain't no common sense in that at all.
Agreed. Here's my thing. I'm sure you guys remember my first reaction to Ed on the first episode. You know, I said that I loved his
Yeah.
personality. You know, I've never seen the negative side of Ed before. So in this case, I was actually on Ed's side, even though it was very disrespectful for him to cancel the wedding without telling Liz. Like that's a no-no. You don't do that to anyone. Just to leave them out in the cold. And you know, a lot of people are known to ghost people. He didn't necessarily ghost her in the traditional sense. But you know, canceling your wedding on someone without telling them is very problematic. However, his reasoning for canceling the wedding, I completely agree with, because the altercation that happened at a dinner with his family, and she blows up, and then he comes to the realization where, you know, if we're going to have, oh, Mickey Mouse shirt, okay, come on, Disney. So for him to make that decision based off of that altercation that they had, and he said, you know, if we're going to have arguments like this, and she's going to blow up like this for the smallest things, for the fact that I made the pasta or whatever he made for her daughter too spicy, if that's going to get you all riled up when the cameras are not on, that's a red flag. And so I agree with Ed's decision to cancel the wedding. He just went about it the wrong way. And I wish that I wish that Liz would act like she understands what's going on, because she acted as though she didn't really, she was left completely in the dark, as if she had no idea why he would have made the decision that he made. But if you just think about it, you can have an idea of, you know, why he made that decision. So hopefully when they come back together and he goes into an explanation, and I'm assuming that's going to be the scene that we saw in the preview where she calls him a fat slur or something of that nature. So I'm sure that's going to come up in the near future. But I understand why Ed made the decision he made. And I think he made that decision to protect his energy and to say, okay, I'm a man of a certain age, and I do not want to be tied to someone who is so problematic and will blow up at the drop of a hat for any little thing, any little disagreement that we have. He knows that that's not healthy. And I appreciate that. At least to me, that shows maturity. And again, you know, I don't mind being on Ed's side because I really don't have too much of his background, but I think he made the right decision for himself. And I appreciate it.
I think that he made the right decision, but what if he felt like this? Because he's done this in the past with Liz, and he's went back to her many times, Jonathan. So what is this finally the last straw for you to get out of here and get somebody else and find somebody else that you're going to be happy with, or you're going to sit here and you're going to do it again? No, I don't feel like this is going to be the last time we see Ed. I hope we do, because I don't want to see him again. but I don't want to see him again next season. So TLC, if you're watching this, don't bring him back again. No, I don't want to see it. That's just too much going back and forth for me. So yeah, I don't think so.
Agreed. Aaron, your thoughts?
Okay, so I don't have as much of a background with Ed. I have seen him on a previous season. I did find this comment really interesting that Michelle said because she actually has kids. So I was
Okay.
looking for somebody's perspective with kids. Let me go back. She put Jonathan, he should have at least told her he was going through that now. And I'm sorry, nobody's going to disrespect my child, and I'm not saying anything. I thought that was really important because
I
I
gotta
could see
go on mute real quick. I'll be
her
back.
side,
Okay.
why she got upset and everything. But I could also see maybe it being a light bulb for Ed and in that moment, like even if he thought she was right for getting mad and stuff like that, he's going, this is not my person. And I'm glad that he's making those decisions before the wedding.
Right.
Yes, he should have called her before calling the bishop to cancel the wedding. 100% agree with that. But Ed doesn't know how to do this right. He's
Right.
just not that guy. And
Ed,
she should know that
no.
because she was going to marry him. And if this is so disrespectful to her, then maybe just be relieved he's not going through this.
Right.
I definitely saw Ed's point. I don't think they should be together. I think we've all seen this for this season. I don't know them from the other season. They don't click. They
No.
don't work.
At all.
Hi, Coco.
Hey,
I
Coco.
could go.
So
Yeah,
I'm
they-
relieved they're not going through with it because actually I'm relieved for her daughter. Because I don't want her to get any more attached to Ed than she is.
Right.
Because as adults, it'll be hard enough to get a divorce, but for a child, that's just so much worse. I just no.
It is. It has long-lasting effects. It definitely does.
Yeah. Coco said this. Ed needs off the show. Too many issues and should have been in therapy for 20 years. Ooh.
Agree with that, Coco. Agree.
Yeah. Because I'm so sympathetic to Ed, I kind of feel for him because I understand a man of a certain age wanting happiness, and you're not going to find that in Liz. So him making that decision to say, okay, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm praying that they do not get back together because it seems like Ed knows for a fact that Liz is not the woman for him. And so hopefully he's made that decision and he stands 10 toes down on that decision. I don't have as much faith that he will stand 10 toes down on that decision, but I'm just praying that he does because I think he will live a much happier life if he looked for real love in the right places and not just some groovy girl who wants to be on TV and get fame for just 15 minutes. It's not worth it. When you look for love, you're looking for lifetime love, and he's not going to find that in Liz at all.
Yeah,
at
100%.
Make you feel any better?
Does anyone feel bad for Liz in this moment? Do you think that she's do you think that she's justified in her anger towards Ed for canceling the wedding without her knowing?
What do you think, Justin?
I think that he should have went another way around that. I think that he should have let her know that in the first place.
Right.
But I don't agree with it, with him canceling the wedding and not telling anybody. So that's my opinion on that one.
Yeah, I don't necessarily feel bad for Liz in this moment. I really don't. And I don't know if that's a bad thing to say, because I definitely would not want to be informed by the minister that my husband to be has canceled our wedding. So I wouldn't want that for anyone. However, because of what seems her intentions were to be with him in the first place, that leads me to not have any sympathy for her for this happening to her. And I don't know if that's cold-hearted or whatever the case may be, call it whatever you want, but because I don't see her intentions as being the best of intentions for love, I can't feel sorry for her in this moment.
I don't feel
feel
sorry for her
bad
either.
for both of them. In this
Right.
moment, ending a proposal, ending what you thought was going to be your future, for both of them has to be devastating. Even for Ed to make that decision has to be hard and terrible feeling.
Right.
And he may not have been a man when he canceled it, but he is being a man because he is going to sit face to face with her in the next episode. And so I can give him that sort of respect. I did like what Coco said up here because I had forgotten about this. He always chooses younger women and he can't relate to a woman his age. That's a very interesting point.
Why do you think he can't relate to a woman his age? I don't understand that.
Because he's not all there. He's kind of up and down.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's not all.
Okay. He's not the
He's
most
not.
mature man. I
No,
understand that. Okay.
no. He's not the most. He's not the most. He's not the. He's not most. He's not there. Not there all the way.
He doesn't act his
Mm,
age. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. So is that all
So,
on Ed and Liz, y'all?
I'm good with Ed and Liz, but I was good on Ed and Liz before the season started.
Right, exactly. Like I made the decision on the third episode that I was just going to skip right through their all of their scenes, even though I watched it. Like that was the decision that I wanted to make because they give me nothing on this show because there's no true love there in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form between the two of them.
If we weren't recapping this, I would just fast forward. I've actually done that with most of Ed's thing. That's why I don't know Ed that well because I
exactly
just can't like. He's just not relatable to me. Like his just personality, even all this, I just not relatable to Ed. So,
all right, where we
we're
going
gonna go
next,
to
Dustin?
we're gonna go to Emily and Colby.
Emily and Kobe.
They was having a talk talking to one of her friends, and they tried to tell Emily that she needed to give Colby's friends another chance. So she tried had him at this party, and it kind of went sideways on my part. It went sideways because he wanted the friends wanted all the friends wanted to be at their hotel kind of thing, and they was wanting her to make them a dinner. Well, I guess when Emily tried to say, well, if you was in the United States, we would do that. But since we're in this hotel, we're not going to do that. We're going to have a party. We're going to, and somebody it didn't sit right with the friend part.
Right.
It didn't sit right with the friends at all. So that's just what I got to say about that one.
Yeah, they're all stuck on tradition. Quick question for you, Aaron and Dustin. We've seen multiple people telling Emily that she's bossy, that she has a bossy personality. Their friend that lived with Kobe in China told her that straight up, like you're a bossy girl, like straight up. That's your personality, girl. You have to settle that down. Kobe had to tell her before they went over to Cameroon.
Yeah,
simmer down on the bossiness, girl. There's Kobe's friends were telling her that she is too bossy. So do either one of you think that it's an issue that she doesn't seem to be making the effort to try to be less bossy?
I do.
Do you see an issue with that, and why?
Well, I see an issue with it because she doesn't. I can't really explain it, but I do see an issue with it because she's married to Colby, and Colby's in a different. He was raised in a different place. He wasn't raised in the United States. He was raised in wherever they're at now. But
in Cameroon,
Cameroon. Things are different in Cameroon than what it is in the United States. But she doesn't decide. She doesn't put. She's trying the hardest she really is to try to get to the thing, but she doesn't really see the problem that I see.
Right.
She doesn't really see she doesn't see the root of the problem like you and Aaron and I see.
Right. Aaron, do you see any issues with Emily not seeming to make any effort to kind of bring down her bossy attitude in general? Do you see any issue with her not trying to change that?
I think Emily wants him to like her for herself and not for who Kobe wants her to pretend to be. So I see that point of view from Emily's stuff. I also see Kobe's stuff like I want them to know the not bossy side of you, the wonderful side that I know.
Right.
And I think they can't get past that. And I think Emily can't get past them disliking her. And I think that has made that side come out more because she knows. I thought in the first episode with him sitting down with the friends in the barbershop, him telling Emily that's the rest of their trip. She's just going to be mad at these friends. Nothing was going to change that. She's very stubborn. And I don't know that I would be any different if somebody insulted me behind my back to my husband.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like me. I don't want to like you then.
Right.
And I
Exactly.
feel like that's where Emily is. She doesn't care if they like her now because they kind of blew that. And so did Kobe. If Kobe didn't, Kobe knows his wife.
Right.
He knew that that was going to make her mad. And she's not a person who gets over being mad easily.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be mad and she's going to just be like, that's the trip.
Right. And here's my thing. I think the bright side of this particular conversation is the fact that Kobe accepts Emily for
Yeah.
all that she is, including her bossy side. I'm thinking maybe he loves that side of her. Maybe he enjoys the fact that she is assertive, the fact that she knows what she wants, she asks what she wants, and she doesn't expect anything less. And he probably respects that about Emily. So I love the fact that Kobe is not doing the same thing that his friends are doing to Emily. And I think he knows that Emily's not going to change. And I don't think he expects her to change. And I appreciate the fact that he's not trying to make her change, unlike Nicole and Mahmoud. Whereas Emily and Kobe, they understand who each other are. They accept each other for who they are, and they love one another for who they are and everything that they bring to the relationship. Now, I will have to say that this conversation between Kobe and Emily concerning his ex, I don't like to see the jealousy from Emily. I think that she was putting 20 on 10 on that whole thing. Kobe is married to you, girl. So even if he was in a relationship when he met you, he put the ring on your finger, girl. So I don't know why you might have any issues with him possibly having an ex in a whole other country, thousands of miles away from where you live. I don't understand why she will put any type of energy into that, where she should have just paid that when she heard it and trust that your man. Now, I will say, though, on the other side, when she brought up the subject of his ex, his facial expressions gave me guilty as charged. Yeah. So I don't know how to feel necessarily about that. However, I think that Emily should be more confident in herself and not be so affected by the fact that he might have been in a relationship when they met, because that is years and years ago. We passed that so far. Again, you guys are married. You all have 2 or 3 children already. So, girl, it's time for you to get past that and move forward. What did you guys think about that conversation concerning Kobe's ex?
I actually thought of it differently. When they said that he was with another woman when they first got together, which means he lied from the beginning, that's a big ooh. And you haven't come and told me later that, hey, you know what? When I told you that wasn't actually accurate, but I didn't know we were going to get married and all that stuff.
Right.
So I can see why she's mad, because that's how they started, and how you start is sometimes how you end.
Right.
And if it started in a lie, that's concerning. So I would be mad like she is. I don't know that I express myself the same way Emily does. So I kind of wish this I could. So maybe I like Emily because I wish I was like that strong, like, I'm not going to take this personality.
Right. Yeah. Emily's your spirit animal for sure.
Yes. And I want to be Emily when I grow up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I do love their relationship. I do love I do love the parameters of their relationship. I think it's a very healthy one. They're so communicative amongst one another. They're always having important conversations. And that's something that we don't see in Ashley and Manuel, or Rob and Sophie for that matter. And so I love to see their communication, because once they have an issue, they nip it in the bud right then and there. They don't let any time pass. We're not going to sleep mad at each other. We're going to take care of this now. And that is the mature thing to do. And I love to see that on TV.
Yeah, me too. I do agree. I wish we had more. I wish we had more couples like that. But yeah, I wish they're really getting to the. I just wish Emily would get to the root of the problem that she's having. So. Yeah.
Right. And I hope Emily doesn't continue trying to gain the favor of Kobe's friends, because she's obviously never going to gain their favor. As long as she is a white woman from America, they are never going to like her. Period, point blank. Don't even try to make any effort to, you of course be cordial with them when you're in their presence. You don't have to be nasty towards them, but understand their feelings towards you. They feel like you do not deserve Colby. They feel like you should not be with their best friend. And so I hope that now that they've had that altercation in the club, she understands that they see her as one thing and they'll never see her as anything else, especially since we all know that she's not going to change. I hope she doesn't continue making efforts to try to get on their good side, because it'll just be like talking to a brick wall. Again, unless she can change her skin color, which we know that is possible, but unless she were to change her skin color and actually be born in Cameroon, which she cannot do, they're never going to like her. And I hope she can accept that and be able to live with that, and understand that Colby loves her, Colby accepts her for who she is, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
As long as Emily and Colby are happy in their marriage, that's all that matters to me. So that's all that matters. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
And I
true.
want to see more of their kids. I just want their kids
Oh,
are
no.
so adorable. Like, I just want to see them in every scene. I really do. They're so.
The thing about the bar, I'm going to read Coco's comment. His friends explained to her, but even then she cut Kobe off when he spoke. His friends saw that as disrespectful.
Mhm.
Yes, I can understand why his friends saw that as disrespectful, but I think they pushed her buttons to begin with to get her that mad to even
Exactly.
start.
I do
So
agree.
everybody's calling her disrespectful and all these things. And yes, maybe she was, but I think they pushed her to it too. And I think
They
they knew exactly what they were doing. And I think they wanted to prove to Kobe that he wouldn't be happy. And I don't think Kobe cares one darn what they think. And I loved actually meeting the friend that knew them when they first met.
yes.
Because it showed me that Kobe did know she was bossy because the friend said she was bossy right from the beginning.
Right.
And I love knowing that because we now know that he really did accept this from the beginning, and this
Mhm.
is what he wanted.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I think that was huge for me in this episode, meeting the friend and her saying that, because I was like, oh, this is what Kobe knew what he was signing up for, and he signed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Kobe's friends are doing, they're looking for reasons to make Emily wrong for Kobe. So
Yeah.
when they brought up the whole conversation of, well, in my country, in our country, when you want to extend an olive branch, you invite someone to your home and you
Yeah.
make a dinner for them, and you don't invite them to a club. Like, do you not see the effort that Emily obviously is making to,
Yeah.
clear the air with you guys? But no, again, Emily can do nothing right in their eyes. And I feel like that is so sad. And I wish I would see Kobe stick up or stand up for Emily a little bit more in the face of his friends and make Emily feel as though that he's on her side. Because right now it seems like Kobe is stuck right in the middle and he doesn't want to take either side. But in this case, you got to take your spouse's side. You got to let
Yeah.
them know that you're supporting them, because at the end
Supporting
of the
them.
day,
Yeah.
you're not going home with your friends, you're going home with your wife. So
Yeah.
you have to acknowledge the fact that what they are doing is completely wrong, and unacceptable, and disrespectful, at least in my opinion. And I wish that he would hold them accountable for their actions, and not necessarily treating Emily with the most respect. I'm not saying that they're being necessarily disrespectful to her, but they're not necessarily being that respectful to her in the same sense. So I wish Kobe would stand up for Emily a little bit more in the face of his friends. So at least Emily feels more secure, in her place as his wife.
Sure.
Now, I will say, Michelle pointed this out. Kobe tried to speak up for her, and she cut him off at the bar. She did,
Okay.
because he did try to speak up when his friends were kind of going for her, and Kobe's like, "No, let me finish." So
Okay.
he did try at the bar.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I'm happy that happened. I wish it would have been able to come to fruition, and him actually, I want to see him sit down with his friends and say, okay, y'all, this is my wife, like it or not. If you can't get with it, then don't say anything at all. Treat her with respect when you're with her. That's what I expect from you as my friends, to respect my decision to marry this woman. That's what I want to see him do. I don't think he'll do that, but that's what I would love to see Kobe do.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about Emily's disrespect, but I think these friends are as much disrespectful, if not more,
Yes, very much
in
so.
this situation because they're not only disrespecting Emily, they're disrespecting Kobe by doing this to his wife.
In his face.
Yeah. And they
Mm.
played behind his back too. At that, they brought up that ex on purpose to make Emily mad. They knew what they were
Exactly.
doing.
That's what they
They don't want them to be together, and they're going to try every game, card game, whatever, to get them broken up while they're in Cameroon.
They
That's what they
literally
want.
want to sabotage their marriage, and
Yeah.
there's nothing worse than that. Trying to sabotage your best friend's marriage, like you really want to
Yeah.
try to step into the middle of that. That's so disrespectful. And yes, his friends are much more Emily's really not even being disrespectful. She's just being herself, and she's trying to navigate how she can, be something that Kobe wants her to be, but also be something that his family and friends want her to be. But she really can't do that. All you can do is be yourself. And if people can't accept you for who you are, then that's their issue. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Juice.
How are
Hi,
you doing?
everybody. Y'all are doing wonderful. I love it.
Thank
I was
you.
in the chat, seeing everybody there in the chats. I love it. Thank y'all so very much. I want to say something about. Of course, I had to show Aaron my shirt, because I want to wear
I love them.
Yes.
Oh, I
I
love
love
it.
that
a
shirt.
Christmas shirt, but I said I'm gonna wear it for Aaron because she loves Mickey, and I've been watching her great YouTube platform, and she is talking about all the Disney characters and all that. So this is my tribute to remind you all to go to Aaron's channel and subscribe, like, and share.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Aaron. Your channel is amazing.
Thank you.
Hey,
And thank you for
Justin.
having me on there, Aaron, this past week.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So Regina,
Hey,
what are your
Regina.
thoughts on Kobe and Emily? Did you see this this most recent episode?
I did. And I was fussing at the TV the whole time she was sitting there in the restaurant talking to her husband about what his friend said about some ex that
Right.
was there with him before they got together. I was screaming at the TV. Why is she so concerned? Why are you bothered? This is what gets me with women when they get a good man.
A good man.
They allow the single friends to get them to a place where they want to bring up an ex. And then she had the nerve to say maybe she needs to have a conversation with her. Why? I would not give an ex the time of day.
Right.
I would not. I would say my clock is broken. I don't have time for you.
Okay.
So there's no way that I would do that. First of all, I would have stopped it with a friend. And this is just my maturity. I would have stopped it when the friend came up to me and started telling me about some ex that I wasn't even with him.
Right.
When he was with her. I would have said, listen, don't bring me this old news. Don't you start. We've been married. We got 2 beautiful babies and we doing fine. How about you? What's going on in your life? Who you dating?
Right. Yeah.
No, I don't play with the foolishness like that. I do not do that. And give some ex some part in my life. That's crazy.
That's giving the ex too much power. You're giving the
Too
ex
much.
power when you include them in your relationship, and you
Too
can't
much.
allow that to happen.
If she is gonna have a conversation with me, it'll be about how we doing. Like Wendy Williams say, "How you doing?" That's
Okay.
how you doing. How you
How we
doing?
doing?
To me, I think Emily. I think she fell into that gullibleness. The friend
Yeah.
took her there. Producers probably allegedly took her there,
Mhm.
and she did it. And I think that women need to be more secure about who they are,
Mhm.
and then they can be more secure in who their man is. Now, I know a lot of women oftentimes get upset because there are these men that go out there and they cheat and all these allegations about cheating. But this was a whole story about somebody who was there way before her. So, girl,
Right.
they need to bring something new. Rub your man
Yeah.
knee. That's what you need to do. Rub
Yeah.
his knee while it's up in the chair.
Okay, besides that
Rub his
thing.
knee.
Oh,
Rub
and
his knee.
Regina, I'm also interested in your opinion on Patrick and Thais. What is your opinion on the fact that Patrick seems to be so connected with his family and seems to be putting Thais on the back burner for his family? It seems like they're more important to him than she is.
I think these young men, I'm not sure if they're Italian or not.
Mm.
I was trying to find out if they were Italian. Do you know, Aaron, if they're Italian?
Well, their father's from Brazil, so
Brazil. Okay, I'm not okay.
so I don't know what their mother's side is.
Because I was wondering if this was because they remind me of like two Italian boys
They do.
that
They do.
always together.
From Jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how Italian families are. That's why I was thinking,
Okay.
is there some Italian in there? But I think that they do need their independence because she, of course, ain't going with it.
No.
And if he wants to keep her, he's gonna have to learn how to separate.
Mm-hmm.
Or either if she's gonna stay, she's gonna have to learn how to include. So
Right.
they have to determine which one they want to do. Now, as a grown man wanting to go on a trip with his girl, you could leave your brother, friend, whoever he is. You could leave him home for a little while you go call him on the phone, FaceTime him something, but go and get on that plane and go with your girl. And when you come back, dude will be right there with you to have a conversation.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
think, and Regina, I don't think that he should have been allowed to go to the on the vacation because to me that's her family and that's her family time with the husband and the kid and the rest of her family. I don't think that he should have been allowed to go and on the vacation. I think he should have been left out of it myself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, how do you feel about Ed canceling the wedding without telling Liz and, canceling with the bishop and she has to find out through the bishop. And the last thing we saw is him texting her, asking her to meet. What did you think of that?
Ed and Liz are playing all of us, allegedly.
Thank you. That's
I think
it right there.
They're not getting married. They ain't getting married.
Right.
It's all play game. I don't think they're getting married. I think they are playing everybody, and this is just their way of giving us the shock and awe on TV again. When Ed and Liz finally does actually get married, if they ever get married, that will be the shock and awe. But all this stuff right now, I just look at it like, whatever. What's next? And I wait for their scene to end because I'm tired of Ed and Liz.
Yes, we do. We do.
I'm tired of them.
Yeah, we are.
A mess, and him talking to her mom, saying, he really loves her. He wants to be there. Ed and Liz both. It's not even. I can't even fight for Liz. I can't even tell Liz blink twice. I can't because I'm not fighting for Liz. Liz is in on all of this.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of this that her and Ed are doing. They all in this together. And bye. All I want to know is how is Ed's mom doing. That's what I want to know. I love her. How is Ed's mom doing?
All right. And Dustin, we saw a new couple. Who is this new couple that we're seeing?
What new couple? I didn't think there was a new couple on there. Maybe there was.
Well, we know them, Dustin, but they were new to this season.
Oh,
who is that?
what's her?
I can't remember the names, but she's going to get a plastic surgery. He's from another country. She just had a child.
Alexia and Lauren.
Yes. Okay.
Alexia and Lauren. Alexia and Lauren are OGs, Jonathan. They OGs. They've been around before them babies came.
Oh,
yeah, they're from one of the first
seasons.
Yes, they got 3 babies. She had 1, 2, 3. And listen, Lauren. Oh goodness, these two. I just watched them again, but I like this couple. He's from Israel, and she's lived in Florida. I like this couple. I like that she shares so much about her life and her having the babies and their difficulties and stuff they went through. She wanted to do this mommy makeover. I'm concerned about that, even though she calls it natural because she's not using any substance in her body. She's transferring her fat. I don't like when moms do that. I know it's a choice for them to do that, but to me, I feel like it's such a risk for their life. And she has 3 beautiful babies. And to think she wants to have this mommy makeover so she can be more beautiful. Because to me, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But when women do this, my thought would be my beautiful babies. What's going to happen with my beautiful babies? I mean, I don't agree with it. I think she's gorgeous. I think she should have listened to her friends.
If something happens to her, then what's going to happen to them kids?
DC Young Fly is dealing with that right now. DC Young Fly is dealing with that very same thing. And Lauren, there is nothing that I see that's wrong with Lauren. She's seeing herself in her eyes, and that's her choice. I just pray if she does do it, that everything, of course, goes successful and well. But I don't think ladies really need this. There's bras that you can get to help you.
Push the
You
girls
know?
up.
Now, she
Yes.
did say that she's having muscle pain there from the C-section.
Right.
Mm,
And she also mentioned that she's dealt with body dysmorphia, and that is a real
yeah.
thing, y'all.
Mhm.
And to me, plastic surgery is the worst thing for a
Ooh,
body dysmorphic person to do
that's what I thought.
because I feel as though that's not going to fix the issues that you're seeing in the mirror. Because you're probably
Yeah.
going to find something else that you need to nip and
Something else.
tuck. And you're never going to be what it is that you think you want to see in the mirror. I don't think there's going to be any type of way that her body looks that she's going to be happy with. And I think that she needs more therapy than anything to try to work that out. But I love the
I
fact
think
that
she
her
should.
husband is not trying to push her not to do it. He's allowing her to make her own decisions. I hope that he shares with her his reservations concerning her having the surgery, because he did speak to her mother
Yeah.
and said that, well, maybe when we go to see the doctor, I can, let her know how I feel about it. So I understand where she's coming from. There are a lot of people that are not happy with the way that they look, and so we can definitely agree and empathize with that. However, I don't feel that plastic surgery is her answer, and I'm so glad that her friends are trying to tell her, "You are a 10, girl. You're beautiful. You don't need that." And so,
She doesn't. She's gorgeous.
and it
Listen, Laura,
and it
and the
pains.
other thing, what if she has the surgery and then she don't like what she sees, and
Right.
or there's a botched or something. Oh my gosh, Lauren she's gorgeous. I don't think she should do it, but
I
I
don't
just said,
think that
Karen
she.
said there could be some medical issues that maybe she wants to correct, but from what she's saying, transferring here to here, and she kept saying it's natural, it's all natural because I don't want nothing in my body, it's all natural. Girl.
She
Plastic
said about
surgery ain't
her
nothing natural
muscles,
about it.
Mm-hmm.
which I've heard from complications with women who have C-sections. There can be muscle separation that is very painful when they
Yeah.
close you back up, and it doesn't always heal correctly. And sometimes
Mm,
it is more comfortable if they go in and fix that. Because I
yeah.
did notice she said that, and because I've had friends that have had the muscle pain
Mm-hmm.
from the C-sections, I did relate to that part, and I guess maybe that clicked because I've heard that before.
Probably that's what
Mhm.
I like that Alexi's dad came in town, helping with his granddaughter. I love that.
Yes.
I love the family
And her
affair.
husband,
The
her,
family.
her husband seems like such a perfect guy. Like
Yeah.
he
Well,
seems like
Alexi's
just
the best. He is the absolute best. When I tell you, I really like him, and I haven't stopped liking him. He is an amazing man. I really like this couple. I like the couple period because I like that she's so open and honest.
and I feel like
Yes.
he kind
To
of
be
helps
with.
her with her self-esteem as well.
Yeah.
And he supports her. And I love the
Yes,
fact
he
that he
does.
supports her like a true man supports his woman. I love seeing that. There's nothing sexier than a man supporting his wife.
Yes.
In all of her endeavors, whether he may agree with them completely or not, he still states his opinions on how he feels about what she's going to do. But at the end of the day, he's going to support her in whatever decision she makes, and that is so important in a real relationship and marriage.
And he's handsome, child. He is so handsome.
Okay.
Ooh, you haven't, Jonathan, have you seen him with his shirt
We
off
agree.
yet? Have you seen
No,
him with
I
his
have
shirt off?
I have not, and hopefully we will sometime this season, or maybe I can just Google that child.
I think
Go
I
to
have
his
pictures,
Instagram.
Jonathan. I'll send you later.
Oh,
Please do, Aaron. Please do, girl. Okay, you got my phone number, honey. Okay, send them over.
sharing is caring.
Okay.
I follow
Yeah.
him. We're good. I got you.
Yes,
Okay,
he
cool.
is a hottie. Go over
Please.
there to his Instagram page. He is a hot tea. Let me tell you.
I'll drop you that link too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's move on to Nicole and Mahmoud, because
Oh,
Nicole like literally pissed me off
thank you,
in this
Jonathan.
Thank you.
episode.
Yep.
Just the simple fact of her trying to tell her friend to stop Mahmoud from leaving. Like, girl, why are you dragging your friends into your personal relationship? And even he felt uneasy about. He was like, "What do you
Yeah.
want me to do? Like, the man wants to leave. Let the man leave." And he even had the knowledge to have a conversation with Mahmoud outside to try to understand where he's coming from and understand why he's feeling the way that he feels, and try to connect with him in that way and say, when I met my wife Olga, which which is a funny name to me, but he was saying, how he felt in his relationship, and I understood that. But Nicole is so manipulative, and for her to say,
she's very
I
manipulative.
wanted you to leave, but I don't actually want you to leave, and I don't want to victim blame, but I see how Mahmoud ended up in the situation where he
Thank you.
now, and I'll leave it there. But I don't want to victim blame, but Mahmoud is not a man that will naturally go to that place. So I see if he was pushed to that place, and therefore what happened ended up happening.
I think he was pushed to the place.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Mahmoud.
I think he was pushed to the place, and I think in order for him to calm down and get his bearings back together, he needed to exit the premises, and I don't like the way that he basically running after. She basically ran after him, or sent her friend to run after him. That don't sit right with me at all.
And I cannot wait for her to take off that tacky behind pink dress. I can't wait for her to snatch it off, honey.
Go ahead, Aaron.
First of all, I like the pink dress. I think it's very cute. Just gonna go there. Thought it was adorable. I didn't like how it was open in the back because you could see your bra strap, and I thought that was the one thing that made him mad. The bra thing you could see in the back.
Good observation.
That is disrespectful to have that showing.
Right.
So I could kind of understand where he was coming from, because maybe it's not wide open, but what you can see is bad.
Right.
So. And I think she lives in the world of drama. So she wants her friends involved in her drama. That is my thought. Like, she's bringing them in, and she wants them in there fully. She wants them on her side. She needs people to take her side. That's why she's going to call them out in front of them. Like, because I thought he was being very respectful, just making an excuse up. That way her friends would be more comfortable there.
Right.
But she wouldn't even let him have that, to let them get to know each other. Because I thought he was trying, even though he was like sleeping when they came in, he could have been grumpy and been like, I ain't going out there, I'm sleeping. But he didn't. He went out.
Right.
And then even when the friend followed him outside, he was pretty nice to the friend, talking to him, even though he was still upset at Nicole. Nicole has not been reasonable this entire time.
No. At all. And I'm glad I got to see this season with her on it, because the previous season I was feeling bad for her. And then now when I see this season, I'm like, Nicole, you're a pain in the behind.
Right.
And I thought you were a pain in the back then.
Oh, I had the same thought, Aaron. I really thought we was going to get an exclusive on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, honey. Okay, but I should have known better. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was trying to give Nicole a pass, but let me tell you, Jonathan, I'm like you. I do not condone the mistreatment of anyone, but I see how he was probably like, girl, I'm gonna tell you one more time, Nicole, I could just picture it.
Okay.
And because she pushes him to the edge, like when the friends were standing there, and she was saying, she said something. She got mad at him because he was like, he went in a room and he's like, I'm just gonna go in the room, I'm tired. And then she said, and then they beeped it out. I said, girl.
So disrespectful.
I've heard a little bit about what happens in more present time, but I think that there are two sides to every story, and I think law enforcement knows that too. So I think that the end will kind of know, but
yeah, we're probably going to find out. But what it's giving us now are reasons as to why he probably was angry enough to take it to that extreme.
Take it to that level. Yeah.
Take it to that level. Now we're not condoning what he's doing.
Not at all.
But even me as a wife know what is the place not to cross when it comes to me having a conversation with my husband.
Right.
I know where that line is, and I don't even go close to it.
Right.
You don't do that. And the way she was, now he is from a country where women Do not dishonor men. And you saying this, that the camera crew got to bleep out something that you said to him while you were in the presence of not only men, but other women? Girl, no.
Right. And
No.
her lack of care and consideration is on the highest of levels.
No
Like, I
bueno.
thought Gino didn't care about Jasmine. No, Nicole don't give a darn about Mahmoud. She does not. She doesn't even like him. She don't like him,
She don't
y'all.
get-
And I'm like,
She don't.
why is she with this man? She clearly does not like or respect the man in any way, shape, or form. Why is she doing this? Like, does she literally just want to be on TV to have some type of drama? Because she doesn't care for Mahmoud at all. And I don't even want to watch their previous seasons because it's just I feel like she's just putting on for the cameras. She doesn't care about this man. She doesn't love this man. She doesn't have any consideration for his feelings. I'm so done with Nicole. I really am. I'm so done with her. I want to call her a name that people want to call Giselle. Like, she's a nuisance. She's a nymph. She's neck. She's ankles. She's everything but, I can't stand it.
I won't call her the names. I'll just say she is she's not understanding his side, I think. And I think she needs to go to a management course that can help her with expressing her feelings without being able to put someone down in her expressions.
Right.
And I don't know if that's anger management class. I don't know if that's emotions. I don't know what class it is, but she needs to be around someone that can tell her, listen, you could get your point across to your husband or to this man or whoever, because eventually she's going to date somebody else. And if she don't stop the cycle will continue.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because if she don't fix it, so she needs to be taught how to, well, I won't say talk because some people don't like that. She needs to be informed as to how to have good communication skills with the one you love.
Right, because both of these people clearly have the worst of communication skills. Seems like Mahmoud is a better communicator than Nicole is, because Nicole does not want to receive anything that Mahmoud has to say to her. She's not interested in anything that he has to say, because it clearly goes in one ear, out of the other. When he tells you he doesn't want you to dress a certain way, and you deliberately dress in that manner, especially in the confessionals where she has this cutout outfit where all of her sides are showing up, and then you don't care about this man. You don't care. You have no care in the world for his feelings and the way that he wants his wife to be presented. I can't stand her. I really can't stand her.
We're going to have some help for her. But you guys, this is great. I'm going to turn it over to Aaron. You guys, tonight, Light of the Leo is coming on. Make sure y'all go over to The Light of the Leo. She comes on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. Check out her channel support. Aaron, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And thank y'all so very much. Y'all are the absolute best. Dustin, Jonathan, Aaron, y'all did amazing. I was over there on the Preachers trying to get them comments in so people can see our channel. And I'm praying they come on over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put in the work, Regina. Put in the work.
Come on now. We're going to grow. We're going to grow. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, and Regina, could you stay on after the show?
Yes. Okay. Aaron, you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to say, don't forget about Light of the Leo at 9 p.m. We're going to wrap up real soon to get over there so we don't miss the light. And plus, Jonathan's on that panel too.
Yes, I am.
That's right. Let's get some closing thoughts on tonight's show so we can go ahead and log off here. Jonathan, what's the closing thoughts for tonight?
Oh, you came to me first, honey. I don't know what to say.
Well, let's go to Aaron and we'll come back. Aaron, closing thoughts.
I thought this episode was great because we got a lot of different layers to each of the individuals on the show. I really loved some of the love stories, and I'm glad one of them ended.
Right.
That was my
I love it. Dustin, closing thoughts?
But I'm just going to say I seen that Ed and Liz wasn't going to make it in the first place. So I said it since episode 1 of Happily Ever After, and I knew it was going to come true. So clap to me. I mean, I'd rather have her not be miserable for the rest of her life. And I'm glad that she's happy the way she is now.
That's right. Come on now. Jonathan, them closing thoughts.
If you are having issues with the way that you're presented, meaning your body image, and you feel as though it's a real issue, go to someone, a therapist, and talk it out. Those are real issues, and you don't want to go down the path of plastic surgery to fix those issues.
Yeah.
Maybe do some other things to maybe alter the way that we can all change the way that we look if we put in the effort. So you can put in the effort to change the way that you present to others. So don't go down that rabbit hole of plastic surgery. It is costly. There are too many risks involved.
Too many.
So think of yourself better, love yourself for who you are, the way that God made you, and that will make you happier. Because if people cannot accept you for who you are, they don't deserve you.
You better say that twice. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so very much for being here. Remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel right here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, subscribe today. All right, and leave a comment and like and share. Yes, real quick, because we're going to get over to Light of the Leo, Dustin. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
I'm gonna have my new wheelchair next week, so next week I will be in my new wheelchair.
Awesome! That's awesome, Dustin.
So I will have my new wheelchair next week, and yeah, thank you for Jonathan. Thank you for yesterday. I was going through some things, still processing it. Yeah, I'm still processing a lot of things. So thank you for yesterday very much.
You're welcome, Dustin. I'm always here to lift you up anytime you need it. Anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We're so excited. That's a 2-year wait, but we're so excited. I can't wait to see it.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Thank y'all so very much for being here. Listen, love one another. But before you love on somebody else, make sure you love yourself and make sure you're loving yourself the right way. Okay. Love who you are, just how you are. All right. Y'all have a great evening. See y'all on the next one. Good night, everyone.
Good night.